Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do the do's and the don'ts and the tips and the tricks for cruising with a toddler. We just got back yesterday from our cruise to Mexico. Yes, she's going to tell you about it. What else? That's it? So not yesterday. Well, yesterday. But we went on the 3-night Carnival cruise to Ensenada, Mexico, and we left out of Long Beach, California, and we had a dance performance on the ship. Not me personally, but the company I run did. So we got to go. We had to bunk with the way that it works when you're booking like that, you're booking like 4 to a room. You could get 2 to a room and so on, but it is more expensive. So we did a 4 to a room, 5 really, but we only told them 4. But I'll get into that. So let's get started with the do's and the don'ts. So I wrote it down because my memory is so terrible. And yeah, let's get started. So don't. I'm going to start with a don't because this is something that I needed to hear myself. Don't set your expectations too high. I don't know if I set my expectations too high or I was just expecting a little bit different than what actually happened. So with Mila, she's 18 months next month or something like that. 18 months old, and on a cruise, especially this one, she could not do anything. She could not go swimming in the pool. I put her down like one time at the top deck. One time. I just put her down. I was watching, of course. And she went right to the edge. I mean, there's bars and it's safe, and but the spacing is still, her little body can just like squirm right through. So it's very scary. So there just wasn't as much that she couldn't do, or like run or anything like that. There was a lot less. So there's a lot of me holding her, or the people I roomed with, my friend, of her holding her. So both of us by like the end, our like whole shoulder was hurting so bad from holding her, because you have to hold her everywhere. And all anytime you're really kind of out of your room, you have to hold her because there's so many people that she could just go, get lost in all the people. Same as the eating is with buffet style. We did a few sit down. We did dinner sit down every night. We did one sit down breakfast, but a lot of it is buffet and holding her, my plate, her sippy, her this, her that. It's hard. I don't know. I didn't even take into account of all the stuff that, I don't know what I was thinking, but you just don't take into consideration all of the things that you have to do and hold her at the same time, or have her arm and she's, throwing her body because she doesn't want you to hold her arm because she wants to walk, because she's 18 months old and wants to do what she wants. So my don't is to lower that expectation, because they are 18 months old and they are going to do what they want to do. So we spent a lot of times in the hallway, in the bath, which I'll get into, and in our room. Because out there, it's hard. It's hard to watch because there's so many people, and she wants to run through all the people, of course. So my first don't is to lower that expectation. And my next one, don't expect routine. So Mila is very routine per se. I mean, we're flexible an hour or so, but don't expect it. She took a nap at 9:30 in the morning. What the heck? She has not done that since she was like, I don't even know, 8 months old. So we were, the nights get later. So she was going to bed at like 9, 10, sometimes 11, depending on what we had planned that night. And then waking up, the first night she slept for till 9:15, and I was like, sweet, this is how it's always gonna be. It's gonna be so easy, because we had rehearsals for our we had rehearsals for the team, workshops and the performance and all of that stuff. So on top of everything, we had places to go. So the routine was always thrown off, which is totally fine. You just got to lower the expectation and be ready for that routine to be thrown off. So she would take a 9:30 nap, fell asleep during breakfast, which is not like her. And then by that evening, she's a wreck because she took a 9 o'clock nap. So, and then to nap her twice, then she'll be up all night. So it's like kind of juggling the nap time. The other days she did fine. And I would still nap her around 1, 2. It was a little bit later than her normal, but at least she'd get a nap during the day at a decent hour, not so dang early. But that's one thing. Routine is going to be a little wacko just to get, because you want to enjoy what you're doing, you know, not just stop and go sit in the room by yourself. Don't forget the essentials. So I don't think I forgot anything with Mila. I brought too much of some stuff. But the essentials being the sippy cup, the fork. Well, we didn't really use the fork. The bib, which I did not bring a bib. And I wish I did because she's a messy eater. And we're wearing cute clothes when we do the dinners and stuff like that. But it all worked out. I just put one of the cloth bibs on her or napkins from the restaurants, and it worked out fine. But diapers, wipes, plenty of wipes, hand sanitizer, plenty of hand sanitizer because they touch everything, and they offer hand sanitizer before you go into every restaurant, which is nice because there's so many germs, people coughing everywhere. So those were our essentials. Jackets, we went and it was cold. So jackets are a necessity. Shoes, different shoes, sandals and closed-toed, I would recommend. Just like when she was running in the hallways and she'd like trip, she was wearing sandals and her toes would scrape on the carpet and it was not getting good for her. What else? Let's see. The do's. Let's start with the do's. Go with the flow. That's one thing I'm learning. I mean, I'm a go with the flow type of gal. But on the cruise ship, just go with it. Go with the flow. Bring your own snacks. So I brought our own snacks, thankfully, because every time you want to eat, you have to go down the elevator, all the way around, go through the buffet line, go through any situation. It's a process. And so with Mila, I brought her little crunchies. I bought, when we were in the buffet lines, I would grab extra cereal just so she can have a quick cereal snack, and me too because I love cereal. So that was always a good go-to when we were in the room. And it was like, do you want a snack? But we don't want to walk all the way over. So bring snacks. We brought the snack little bucket. What is that thing called? I can't think of it. The little with the handles on the side and they put their hand in. We brought that because the snacks will go everywhere. We were sharing a bed with one of my friends, so there was a lot of crumbs in the bed. And I still had the snack bin and it still got a little crummy. So be prepared for a little bit of crumminess. But that does always help. Bring bathtub. So okay, I'm back. My camera died, of course, because I did not charge it when I was gone. Alright, so the bathtub. Bring the blow-up bathtub. That's what I did. I brought the duck. She's a bit big for it. But at least when she sits down, she could put her legs straight, and that was fine. So I would fill the bathtub up, and I brought just her stackable bath toys. So it was just taking up about this much space, but it was a lot of toys in it. And she would play in there like almost an hour long. She was so into it, which is good because they can't do much. So it occupies their time very wisely. So, and they get clean. So we did that every single night, and I recommend it for sure. My next one is bring toys. So I brought a lot of books, and a few of my friends had bought her toys, so that helped because at one point Mila was playing in the drawer. I mean, not like if I even brought more toys, if she would play with them, probably not. because it's a new place and there's a bunch of drawers, which are her favorite, and just a bunch of different things than she has at home. So if I brought more toys, she probably wouldn't have played with it, but a good option just in case. I did bring her stuffed animal from her crib and her blanket, which seemed to help too. She loves her blanket. Bring a leash if you have one. Mila doesn't have a leash that goes on her as a backpack. Controversial, I know, but it'll help. Especially in the crowded areas where I had to hold her the whole time and she's like laying out because she wants me to put her down, but I can't put her down because there's so many people and so many waiters everywhere, you know, all the people there. Ride the elevator. So we rode the elevator a lot up and down and up and down and up and down. She did get her finger caught in the elevator and it was super sad, but we live and we learn for sure. But that is a good thing to occupy time. Same as the hallways. She liked to run up and down the hallways, which got out some energy as well. Finding open areas. So we did find an open area up on the top. It was the mini golf section, but it had like a plexiglass around all of the bars. So we went up there and I could just let her run, which was so nice. And we got to play mini golf and have a little bit of fun. That's once we poured it in Ensenada. I couldn't get off the ship because I am pregnant and they do have Zika. And my doctor said, don't go. And I was like, well, I have to go because I'm in charge and blah, blah, blah. So they said, okay, well, don't get off the ship. And it was an overcast day, which I think is good for mosquitoes. I mean, they don't come out as much. But I was wearing long sleeves, so I was super safe. And we were just up there for about maybe an hour. So that's one good thing. Bring the sippy cup. I know I kind of mentioned that earlier, but they don't have anything. They just have regular cups, and Mila would, of course, spilled that everywhere. So the sippy cup was always brought with us every place we went. Bring the bib. I mentioned that already. Be prepared to co-sleep. I am not a co-sleeper, and if you are a co-sleeper, hats off. I cannot. I can't do it. One night, Mila like socked me in the eye, and literally like I thought I lost an eyeball. Like my eye was closed, and she just like, bam, right. I don't even know. I felt like my eyeball went like to the back of my head. I thought I couldn't see for like a good 5 minutes. It was the middle of the night and it was dark, so I'm sure I could see, but it was dark, but it felt like I couldn't see. Anyhow, she was fine and she slept through the night. Well, she woke up a few times crying once every night for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, it's hard. I ordered a crib for her, but what I saw from the other rooms, it's just like a mattress, not on the floor. It's more like a cot on the floor. And I didn't want her anywhere near the floor. She had already got enough germs off the floor. So I just put her in bed with me. And this weekend we're going to Palm Springs and it's going to be the same situation. So wish me luck. But be prepared to go sleep. I also mentioned to bring a blanket for them, because when you have the big blanket up, Mila didn't want the big blanket. She just wanted the little blanket. She sleeps with a sleep sack anyways. So I tried to keep everything the same. Sleep sack, her blanket, her stuffed animals that she sleeps with, just one of them. And the nighttime kind of routine, kind of all the same to kind of help with going to sleep. Also, I don't put her to sleep at home. I just put her in the crib awake and she falls asleep. So that was another struggle that I had because I didn't really know how to put her to sleep. As an infant, I did. And then as a toddler, I'm like, oh, how do I put you to sleep? So I brought her sound machine. That's another key. Bring the sound machine. And the projector it comes with. So that kind of helped. But I was like laying there next to her like, okay, what do I do? She's not really into rocking. She never really has been. So I would just like graze her face, and sing lullabies. But once I like stopped all of that, she fell asleep. I was like, okay, maybe you don't need any of this, and I just lay next to you, which I ended up doing, and she did much better. So finding the groove of co-sleeping, if you don't already, or if you do already, that won't be a problem. So that is great for you. because that was one thing that I was like, I don't know what to do. So that is my tips and tricks of cruising with a toddler. Overall, I would say it was super fun. I would choose maybe a Disney Cruise Line the next time around, just so she can go swimming and have a little bit more opportunity to do stuff. It was more of a work trip per se anyways, so all right, thank you for watching. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a video about